The last few years, what I've observed is that people actually want that carving off. They feel that it's an insult to Black people. But my opinion, what's done has been done.
I would like for it to be presented different. And I think that they should explain the men on the carving and say what they did. But since it's not presented different, I'd accept just like it is. But I think the generations that come, say, behind me, they won't stand for it.
I've not come to this park in decades. I won't support this park in any way, shape, or form until significant changes are made. This marker reads, "The vast majority of those who fought and died for the Southern Confederacy had little in worldly goods or comforts. They fought for a principle, the right to live life in a chosen manner. This dedication to a cause drove them to achieve a moment of greatness which endures to this day." What goes through my mind is just this sense of not belonging. All of this represents a period of time when people thought that I was less than a whole human. It brings about a sense of just despair.
I don't understand what the feeling is. Heroes, monuments, memorials are supposed to find the positive aspects in people and raise those up for our emulation. If you take Dr. King, for example, when I went to the King Center a couple of times, I've never seen any mention about his plagiarism. We know from his best friend, Reverend Ralph David Abernathy's autobiography, that he cheated on his wife all the time, even though he was a minister. That's not in the King Center, and it shouldn't be in the King Center because that's not the purpose of the King Center. The purpose of these things is to find the best in people and emphasize that.
There's a problem here when we are still characterizing a group that rebelled against the United States as some sort of romanticized heroes. I think that most people realize that the time has come for the Confederacy to get out of Stone Mountain Park. As to the carving, if nature took its course, then it would wind up looking like a relic or a ruin.
What's gonna happen with it, I don't know. I think it's all being dumped in the new chairman of the board's lap.
So the current governor of Georgia appointed you to the Stone Mountain Memorial Association, is that correct?
Yes.
And do you think that's because of the events of George Floyd and so forth, they thought it might be a good idea to have a Black person be the chairman of that association?
I would hope that wasn't the reason. Our governor, he's my friend, you know, and been friend for years, for almost 40 years.
Okay.
And I was somewhat surprised, but I was honored. Listen up. He'll Johnny, but I'm trying to get home.
So, as the preacher of your church in Athens, Georgia, when you became the head of the Stone Mountain Memorial Association, did some of your congregants say, "What are you doing that for?"
I've got members saying I'm not coming back, you know.
And they didn't come back?
I hadn't seen them, so.
Wow.
And my thing is this: what are you coming for in the first place? Amen. Let the church say amen. Say amen again.
What do you think about the effort to get rid of the carvings on Stone Mountain?
I don't see the carving being removed. You're talking about 42 feet deep in that rock. Our plans are to move the Confederate flag at the base of the mountain. We're planning on putting in an exhibit at Memorial Hall telling the whole story about Stone Mountain. I don't see pleasing everybody because you're not going to please everybody. I would rather be at the table on the inside than be on the outside looking in.
In my opinion, Mosely is missing an opportunity. Dragging your feet and really not showing that you have a true commitment to change is what we are seeing.